Hey everyone, this is Christopher Brower here with Daily Motor. Today we have the 2021 Volkswagen Passat R-Line. This is the B8 generation of the Passat. It's been around since 2015. Believe it or not, Volkswagen still sells you the switchblade key with this car, even though you don't really use the switchblade, I assume, unless you're locked out of the vehicle. With the R-Line, we are getting an lip spoiler. You can see that right here. Also have these special wheels here, which are wrapped in tires made by a brand that I've never heard of. Giddy Comfort. Look like they're an all-season tire, so we'll have to see how those perform in slightly wet conditions today. Lots of reminders around the car that it is indeed an R-Line. This car has gone through a minor facelift, but mostly the same as it was in 2015. Let's take a step inside here. You can see our basic Volkswagen steering wheel, unchanged, been around for quite a bit. Also, you kind of get that taste in this whole interior here. Let's go ahead and start it up. This screen, the way that it feels, the way that it works, it all feels very 2015 and honestly, maybe even a little bit older. We also don't have anything like a push button or a dial shifter. We have a normal, basic, old school shifter, which I kind of appreciate. And speaking of old school, we have a mechanical handbrake. How cool is that? Might be a downside for some people, but kind of a plus for me. We have an analog cluster here, also something that reminds you that it is kind of an old car. These buttons here are not actually buttons, they're part of the touchscreen. Sort of look like buttons, but they're not. You can see that takes you through all of these here, back to the main menu. Apple CarPlay, have to use a cord. Android Auto, I'm not sure because I don't have an Android. All right, well, let's go ahead and take this Passat R-Line for a drive and see how it performs compared to some of its competitors. This particular Passat R-Line is about 30 grand. Starts around 29. The base Passat starts at 23 grand though, and I think that that might be the way to go, considering that the R-Line is really just a trim package. Like I said earlier, you get the different wheels, you get the lip spoiler, just a couple other minor things, but really for a car like this, I feel like it's not really necessary. This car is rated for 36 miles per gallon on the highway. Haven't yet seen what Daily Motor has tested with that. Charlie will be running that test very soon. It'll be linked down below. You can check out what it actually gets. However, the EPA has rated it at 36 on the highway, 24 in the city. Personally, I've been getting an average of about 30. I've been driving this car around for a couple of days now, and that is about what I have averaged. This car is powered by a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 that makes 174 horsepower, 206 foot-pounds of torque, which isn't great. It certainly doesn't feel fast, and especially when you're comparing it with its rivals like the Sonata N-Line, Honda Accord Sport, it really does not even get close. You also have a 6-speed automatic that's mated to that, which is a very smooth transmission, but it's certainly not performance oriented. This car is definitely oriented more towards fuel economy and comfort than it is to speed. Like I said, the R-Line is really just an appearance package. You don't really get any performance advantages with it. A couple weeks ago, I was driving the Arteon, which I thought was just kind of a dressed up version of the Passat. But now that I'm driving this car, you can see how much further along the Arteon really is. Even just with your touch points, Arteon has a new steering wheel, things like that, but it also drives a lot different. It's sharper, it's more nimble. All right, here comes a corner. Let's see how those Gibby tires hold up here. Not too bad. You can hear that 2-liter all the way to 6,000 RPM. You don't really feel any torque until about 4,000 RPM is really when it starts to pull. I don't hate the powertrain, I just feel like it could be better. If I'm spending 30 grand on a car, I'm just gonna go get a Sonata N-Line that has 100 more horsepower plus a DCT. It's just such a more advanced car. And I think that's kind of what is disadvantaging this vehicle, is that it really is just so far behind. I know I've said that a bunch, but this car really, really could use an update. You can see our lane keep assist correcting us there. We've got a little indicator there. It's green on the cluster, indicating that the lane keep assist is working. And when I say lane keep assist, I literally mean lane keep assist. This car does not do any sort of self-driving or anything like that. If you start to veer out of a lane, it'll give you a little nudge, but it's not going to center you in the lane. It's just pretty much going to tell you, hey, you're going out of the lane, you need to recenter yourself. And sometimes you'll even get a message that says, please center vehicle in the middle. We are getting a little bit of rain right now. You can see the automatic wipers kicking on there. I did not even have to touch the stalk. A little bit of traction control action. Got some heavy rain now. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to be escaping this rain, so we're just going to have to embrace it. Got a couple corners coming up. Going to test these Giddy tires out, see how they handle. I will say that 2-liter doesn't make a bad noise. Smooth shifts there from that 6-speed auto as well. This car weighs in at about 3,300 pounds. Certainly helps it in the gas mileage department. Weighs about the same as a Ford Focus. Chevy Malibu, I'm gonna ditch you around this corner. I've got Giddy tires. Giddy. All right, let's go ahead and test these tires out. Dab of brakes here. Throw it in. All right, not too bad. It corners flat. Not an insane amount of steering feel, but you definitely have some. One thing I will say is that the brake pedal feels very weird. It's almost like it sticks to the floor and then gradually comes back up. It's a very weird sensation that I haven't felt in any other car before. I don't know if it's specific to this Passat or if it's in all of them, but it is certainly very weird. Also, ergonomically, I feel like I don't have anywhere to put my arm. The armrest is set. Oh, wait, I've fixed it. It moves forwards. Oh, it's still too far back though. I feel like the armrest needs to be further up, though I have just partially solved it a little bit. But if have my hand here on the steering wheel where it should be, I don't have anywhere to put my elbow, so it's definitely, I don't know how to put it. Oh, there it slides back. Okay. I'm a little freaked out by that brake pedal. I do not like how that feels. Coming in here, you're gonna want to dab the brakes. Is the brake pedal gonna come back up off the floor? We don't know. A little bit of understeer there. As far as handling, comfort, everything like that, I really don't have any problem with this car. I think that it really could benefit from about 50 more horsepower and a DSG. But at that point, you may as well just buy a Jetta GLI because I don't think there's too big of a size disadvantage there. Of course, the Jetta is slightly smaller, but I don't think you're really going to lose out on too much space. Quick test for the turning circle. We're just barely going to dip down into their driveway here. All right, let's do a rolling start to 60. A little bit of and 59. Didn't quite hit 60 there. 59. It really isn't fast. You know, it's adequate. Not trying to call it a Rolls Royce or anything, but it gets the job done. It would be a great car for a teenager as their first vehicle. That's really about all I can say. It's a little bit boring. I'm not super impressed with any aspect of it. It's really good at just being a car. You know, it does car things, but there's really nothing special about the Passat. All right, and that is going to conclude our driving portion of the 2021 Volkswagen Passat R-Line. Let's go ahead and get it parked up here. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next video.